Thank you, Shruti, and a very, very warm good morning to all the participants in today's session. As my colleague Gurmeet before me just said, we are here from the Ministry of Culture and the Archaeological Survey of India to present before you the two key initiatives of the ministry. One has already been talked about by Gurmeet, and I stand before here today to tell you something about one of the key initiatives of the Archaeological Survey of India under Ministry of Culture, which is Adopt a Heritage. Adopt a Heritage is a scheme which basically is an embodiment of the Honorable Prime Minister's clarion call of Vikas Bhi, Virasat Bhi. It provides an opportunity to the corporates to partner with the government in preserving India's glorious historical tradition. It is a scheme which is mutually beneficial actually for us, while it provides you an opportunity to partake of and to participate in preserving and the India's cultural heritage. On our side, it helps eliminate the problem of resource crunch. It also helps eliminate the bureaucratic impediments that project implementation faces. Adopt a Heritage was a scheme which was initially launched by the Ministry of Tourism in the year 2018. And based upon the learnings, the scheme was revamped. The procedures made much more simple. And a revamped version of the scheme was launched last year. And we call it Adopt a Heritage 2.0. Next, please. No, the previous slide. I think we have missed a slide here. Yeah. So, before I start speaking about the scheme per se, I would just like to take a minute to tell you something about the Archaeological Survey of India and what it does. The ASI was established in 1861, and it is the custodian of India's built heritage. What it does is basically the key functions are survey and exploration. We uncover, we document historical sites, excavations, as that is the thing for which ASI is the best known for. We contribute to the discovery of historical sites, historical artifacts. Conservation, which is a very, very important part, and which is the part which concerns the Adopt a Heritage scheme, which is protect monuments and heritage structures. And finally, cultural resource management, where we maintain the integrity and cultural values of India's heritage. Next, please. Coming to the core R 2.0 scheme. See, as we all heard in the inaugural session when the annual report of CSR was being presented, that heritage, art and culture contribute to just about 0.3% of the investments made by the corporates under the CSR funds. And as far as the boardroom priority was concerned, less than 1%, if my figures are correct, expressed the heritage, art and culture to be one of the priority areas for CSR investment. This is something we would like to change, and this is something for which I stand here today to seek your support. The Adopt a Heritage scheme provides an opportunity to do just that. It is the mission of the scheme is, it is a sustainable CSR program where we invite you to invest your CSR funds to provide, develop and maintain visitor amenities at ASI monuments. It also gives you an opportunity. It's not just a monument. A monument mostly is the center of the local economy in most of the places, an important monument. So it also gives you an opportunity to generate employment for the local population, encourage local craftsmanship, etc., through showcasing the local products in the souvenir shops, providing employment opportunities at the monument to the local population. The amenities that can be provided by the corporate partners under the scheme can broadly be categorized into 4 buckets: hygiene, accessibility, security, and knowledge. In the hygiene bucket, things like toilets, drinking water, baby care room, waste management, etc. can be provided. Accessibility would mean provision of pathways, signages, Wi-Fi facility, parking, landscaping, and so on. Security, of course, increases the secure environment around a monument through aids such as first aid, CCTV, surveillance, lighting, illumination, etc. And knowledge, which is again a very important part in which the corporate entities can come forward to provide interpretation centers, souvenir kiosks, cafeterias, etc., light and sound shows, also museums. In fact, we have a very good example of the Jindal Steelworks at Kamalapuram near Hampi coming forward to actually adopt a museum, ASI museum, and to upgrade the facilities therein. Next, please. The process, we have tried to simplify the process. There is a dedicated website for the scheme, indianheritage.gov.in, where you can register yourself. You can either choose a monument or you can choose amenities, one or more amenities, which you can provide at either a selected monument or across a group of monuments. There is the mail ID is also there, adopterheritage.asi@gov.in, where you can approach for any correspondence, any queries regarding the scheme, as well as for hand-holding purposes. Our team is there that can take you through the entire process, that will guide you through every step of how we go about it. Next, please. The framework, the procedural framework of the scheme, we have tried to keep it as simple as possible. As I said earlier, the corporate entity can either choose a monument where it can pick all the 4 buckets, the hygiene, accessibility, safety, and knowledge components, in which case it is called a Smarak Sarathi, or it can choose one or more of these components, in which case it is called a Smarak Sarathi. It is also open to you to not adopt a particular monument, but to adopt a particular amenity and to provide that amenity across a group of monuments. Next, please. When you log in, you will log in on the website, you will find there is a list of about 1,000 monuments which we think can be adopted. There is a detailed analysis, a gap analysis available on the website which lists what is available there, what is required, and the funds, approximate funding that would be required to bridge that gap. The corporate entity applies through the website. Within 30 days of the application, you are supposed to make a presentation before the Approval and Implementation Committee, which is chaired by the Director General of the ASI, in which you present your vision, what you have thought for the monument, what are your plans for the monument, how you plan to augment the visitor facilities, etc. at the monument. Once that is approved, once the vision plan is approved, then an MOU is signed between the ASI and the partnering entity, and an in-principle approval letter is issued. Now, this is very important. The MOU is only basically an expression of intent. Next, please. After that, you present your comprehensive plan of action before the committee. The approval letter is issued, and then the project implementation part starts. I have just been told to, wind up the session quickly, so I will just run through the remaining slides. So that is all what you provide to the monument, what you provide for the visitors. What is in the scheme for the corporate entities? First, it promotes brand recognition. The ASI monuments have a very high annual footfall. The top 10 ticketed monuments only had witnessed a footfall of more than 25 million, that is more than 2.5 crore in the year 23-24. So, it gives you a brand recognition. It enhances your brand image as you associate and partner with us for promotion and preservation of the cultural heritage of the country. You are provided, you are allowed to, you are allowed dedicated brand signage at various spots, which increases your visibility. And, and there is a provision for long-term engagement under the scheme. The initial association is up to 5 years, which can be extendable for up to 10 years as well. Next, please. So these are some of the monuments. In fact, under the Adopt a Heritage 2.0 scheme, which was launched in September last year, already almost 21 MOUs have been signed covering 69 monuments. These are some of the monuments which have already been adopted. For example, Ease My Trip has adopted the Agra Fort and the Western group of temples at Khajuraho. The Cholamandalam group has adopted the Mahabalipuram shore temples. The Sabhyata Foundation adopted the Humayun's tomb as well as the Safdarjung tomb at Delhi. The Red Tapes Limited have, in fact, adopted 3 gates, historical gates in Delhi. The Z Akash has adopted the Agrasen Ki Bawali, and so on and so forth. I would like to conclude by again impressing upon you the fact that monuments are not just edifices made of rock, stone, and soil. They are, in fact, the embodiments of India's historical tradition, India's glorious past, India's historical legacy. And Adopt a Heritage 2.0 provides you an opportunity to partner the government in preserving and promoting this rich heritage cultural heritage of our country. I'll leave you with that thought today. As Gurmeet earlier said, our stall is there, our team is there, which can help you with any queries, etc. Thank you so much.